All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now on first down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. 0-2. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Shotgun now for Breeze. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Tack McKinley in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Freeman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his 2nd season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Here we go.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Brees. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Here we go.
Throwing on 1st down is Brees. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Brees now. On target over the middle to Hill. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Brees on 3rd down. Now Brees lost the football. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's Thomas Morstead now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at the 34. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Gun. Ready, blue 80. Hey, express.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Craig Robertson in on the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
They'll run it now out of the gun. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now it's Ginn. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now Breeze. Ginn has it complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers.
Now Breeze lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down at the 43. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. But they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now Breeze. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw is Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Breeze now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Here's Breeze to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets...
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And the ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are back within a score. Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. It's a foot race. The 40, the 20, 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Breeze now on first down. And that's incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And Gibbs got it. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Gets it to Meredith, complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 6 there on first.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
5-5! 11.
Now Breeze. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a first down. Breeze now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
11.
Now Breeze again. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought down. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Bree's going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And now running right. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. And his kick is good. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So 2 minutes to go in a wild 1st half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Well, as an offense, you know, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
21!
After the interception, here's Ryan. He sets to fire, and this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it second down. Bree's going to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tech McKinley. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important third down. To throw, it's Breeze. Steps away, and the pressure gets to him again. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing just outside his own goal line. Now, he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
12. 21. Back 25. Jump. Look out! Right here, guys. Fight 51.
Coleman now. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. So we are at, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And he stopped immediately there. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On second down, Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Falcons on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And an alley to run. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Breeze now to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. They'll get 7 out of it, but it brings up a 4th down.
Well, that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but doesn't get what he really wants.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And here now come the Falcons. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Craig Robertson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Like how they started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. So the sack pushes them back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
11. Ready, 280. 280, set.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
4 down, check. Good set. Check 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter now from Jacksonville. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now the pitch to Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Falcons on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Here's Ginn. A great return there of 22 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game now. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This fielded a few yards in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you'd think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Coleman. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They will run again with Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit the tackle to Kurt Coleman. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Falcons on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Shotgun now for Breeze. That's caught by Meredith right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Again, it's Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for the offense.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Get set. 21.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Terrell McClain forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. On play action, it's Breeze. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hill. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
So out come the Falcons now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
They go play action here on 1st down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. And that is incomplete here. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's third down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. It's the safety, Kirk Coleman. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have a third down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about, in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice, safe throw, and a good one.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in the diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And that is incomplete. Good coverage that time by Patrick Robinson.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On first down, Ryan. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A nice gain of 21 yards. A touchdown is paramount here on 1st and goal, but got to be careful. Don't want to leave too much time on the clock for Drew Brees. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They'll run here with Freeman. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Brees going to throw here. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Easy.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. And the Falcons going to use another timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
On 2nd down, Kamara. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for New Orleans, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.